Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? So I found something at my local record store today that I thought was pretty cool and I wanted to share with you all. I found this. It's The Wall, Roger Waters, Berlin, 1990. It's a promo-only release, and while it is promoting his live recording of The Wall in 1990, nothing on here is live or from that album. The album I'm talking about is this one, Live in Berlin, that he did. And promoting that, this was released, but he did a new recording of the song Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 with his current band at the time, the Bleeding Heart Band. And it's a 5.5 minute take on that song. The song on the Pink Floyd, The Wall, on the album itself is a 4 minute track. And this is not including The Happiest Days of Our Lives or Part 3 or any of that on it that flesh it out. This is actually a 5.5 minute take on it. And if you know anything about Roger Waters' solo, his stuff is generally a bit more subdued than Pink Floyd stuff. So Pink Floyd definitely has, in my opinion, much more punch to it and a little bit more life to it even. Not that that's a bad or a good thing, just it's the difference in it. And if you're familiar with like the Final Cut, which is really a Roger Waters solo album, that's where this lies. It sits within that vein. So as opposed to the version that we know that was recorded in '79 on The Wall, he did this new version of it in an effort to promote The Wall. Now, the live release of this here, as well as this promo, were to promote the Memorial Fund for Disaster Relief, and it's a really great effort, at least at the time. I'm not actually sure if it's still around today or not, but the idea was they wanted to raise $10 for every soldier who died in World War I, World War II, and have that money build to $1 billion over 5 years, and have that money set aside for future soldiers who were injured in wars in order to take care of them, and a really great cause and all that. So that was what this promo was. There's 6 tracks on here, and it's 30 minutes long. And albums back in the 80s and the 70s, 30 minutes was a full album. But today this would probably be considered an EP or an extended single with only 6 tracks. But the cool thing that I like about it, besides the fact that it had this new recording on it, was that the tracks that are on here, and I'll run through this in just a minute, are all mastered together. So these tracks that are on here, the second track on here, Hey You, which is also studio from Pink Floyd's The Wall, and it's the Pink Floyd rendition of it. The next track on here was When the Tigers Broke Free, and that was from Pink Floyd movie The Wall, not on the album itself, and then was later intended to be on the Final Cut. And at the time when the Final Cut came out in 1983, it was not on there, although it had been promoted at that time as that it was going to be on here, and was later pulled at the last moment. Of course, in 2001, and in this edition, which is the 2011 edition, they later added it in as track number 4. But up until that time, it was not available. And so when this promo came out at that time on CD, this was the only way to get it. That song, When the Tigers Broke Free, had only been available as a 45, as music from the film version of The Wall. The fourth track on here is The Gunner's Dream. That's a track from the Final Cut. And then the next track, 5:06 a.m., Every Stranger's Eyes, is from Roger Waters' solo, The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking. And then the last track on here, The Tide is Turning, was from his album Radio Chaos. So the interesting thing, it's got 6 tracks, they're all studio, yet it was promoting a live album. And as I said, it's got this new track, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, new recording at least. And all the tracks are mastered together, which means that the sound quality on them are all of the same. So when you've got albums that were recorded at different time, you've got stuff from 79, 83, and then 85 and so forth with his solo material, and yet all of the stuff on here is mastered at the same level. And so I really appreciated that. Certainly this new track, but getting these songs, it's like a little best of for Roger Waters. And he does have a best of that was available as an import called Flickering Flame. But this is pretty cool in my sense, because we get both Pink Floyd and solo Roger Waters plus this new recording on here. And so when we open it, just so you can see, we've got, that's the inside of this, and there's the disc of it. And I'll pull the insert out here. And the reason I want to show you this is that when we open it, we get this little write-up here where Roger Waters is explaining the recording of this new track, and at the time asking radio DJs to please, when they play any one track off of this album, to promote the Memorial Fund for disaster relief. And it's pretty cool, you know, that at that time, you know, Roger Waters did this recording just to bring awareness to this and release it. And I've never heard of this track before. I've never seen it appear anywhere else. As I said, he does have a best of, but it did not appear on that. That best of is actually pretty cool in and of itself. It's got some cool tracks from singles and soundtracks and stuff that didn't make albums, but this one not on it. And there's a lot of stuff like that out there for Roger Waters. He's got a single here from a soundtrack, or he did a relief effort recording to try to raise awareness for something. And I really hope someday they do, you know, collect all of that stuff together. But, you know, for now, there's this. I found this in my local record store. I don't even think they knew what they had. It was $4. Still sealed, in fact. Can't believe somebody never even opened this up. But there you go. Roger Waters, The Wall, Berlin, 1990. Promo only, 6 tracks, all studio, with a new recording of Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. And there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it and liked it. And if you did, please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Hope everyone has a great day. Take care, everyone. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.